It's about 1:30 on Monday, the 23rd of December. We didn't come down here on the weekend because it was just not nice. I have a general policy that the allotment shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be something that's horrible to do. So we gave it a miss on the weekend and we're down here on Monday instead. The forecast today was supposed to be nice and sunny, but that has not happened. It is just grey. And the Met Office is predicting grey for at least the next week, basically. So that's our lot living in the UK. Greeness. At least we don't have drizzle. Now, the main job today is to get the Snowdrops and Crocus bulb planted. This was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago, really, but it didn't. And then last week we got thoroughly sidetracked by that big pile of woodchip. So it's back to the original task now. Now, this spot here, underneath the mume tree, is where we're going to have some patches of both Snowdrops and Crocus. And then over the other side there, we'll wander over. We'll have another few patches of Crocus and Snowdrop down here under the other mume tree. We have 100 of each, which means we're probably going to have more than we really want to put below those 2 points. So if we go up the front, the plan is to put any excess bulbs into this front bed. So we'll have some Crocus and Snowdrops down here as well. So that's today's main job. Meanwhile, we should go and have a look at our woodchip compost pile. Our experimental coniferous woodchip compost pile has settled down somewhat. This was full to the brim, so it's dropped down about 10 centimeters there, I'd say. Let's have a look at that in the infrared view. And here we are in predator vision. This is the infrared camera I often forget that I've got on my other phone. We can actually get a good idea of where the warmth is happening. If we focus in down on those slits down there, we're getting up to 17 or so degrees in the middle. When I was down here the other day, we were seeing 20 there, but I'll take 17. I mean, this is battling the outside temperatures anyway. So if we scan back a bit, we can see that we've got a bit of warmth going on there. But mostly it's evident around the chimney only. If we look at the ground, basically that's our ambient ground temperature at the moment, about 5 degrees. And if we look into our compost heap, we're seeing about 6 or 7, so it's a couple of degrees warmer on there. On the thermometer we have stuck into sort of the middle of the heap here, we're reading nearly 50 degrees centigrade. That's pretty good. That's definitely got some activity going on in there. On the bay next door, we just topped that up. That was already about 3/5 full of old woodchip. So we're basically just bunged more on top. No vent pipe on that one. And the rest of our woodchip we moved down here last Thursday, I think. And this is now all on the plot, and we've cleared it from up the front. Down here for a quick Wednesday trip to catch a bit of sunshine and hopefully take the rest of this pile up here. Well, divide and conquer, they say, and we have divided, but will we conquer? And we have conquered it. Job done. Our strategy with these bulbs is to plant them in little clusters. So we've got a cluster of Crocus right down there, some Snowdrops, some more Snowdrops, Crocus over there, Snowdrops, and I think Snowdrops. So not super random, but trying to give it a little bit of randomization in the small patch we've got. Don't want it to be too much of a pattern. That's the snowdrops done. Now time for some crocus. Right, there is our crocus layout. And now that's the crocus bulbs in as well. 4 little bundles of them and 6 little bundles of snowdrops. Bundles, bunches, something like that. Patches. And then we just backfill each of those holes with some of the municipal compost stash we have. And now we have just raked that all over and leveled it out a bit. And there we go. That's the prunus mume benichidori, planted out with some early spring bulbs. Hopefully they'll be okay. We've put a mulch over the top, which is about 2 to 3 centimeters of dry, relatively fresh coniferous wood chip. It's actually mostly coniferous leaf. I mean, theoretically that might be a bit acid, and it's quite a smothering layer, but I think the bulbs should be able to poke up through it, though we're also quite late planting these bulbs. So as with a lot of things in gardening, we'll do a thing and then we'll see how it goes. If it fails horribly, we'll know to not follow that same pattern next time at least. And obviously there's the entire thing about the acidity of the pine materials. In this case, I'm not too worried about it because these are forest edge, forest floor, slightly acid soil bulbs anyway. The prunus mume itself actually prefers a slightly acidic soil, so hopefully that will be okay too. Kat has laid out the front bed planting of spring bulbs with more of those crocus and snowdrops in little clusters all the way along here. So hopefully we'll have a nice little set of bulbs coming up in this bed in early spring. The snowdrops should come up first and then the crocus. Snowdrops obviously are a white colour, and the crocus, this one we've chosen, is a mauvey blue. Time to get these covered over, and then we'll put a little bit of compost on top as well. Just doing a quick polytunnel tour. As you can see, those garlics down the side are absolutely raging along. The ones we don't know the particular variety for. The choys down the side there, some of them actually look like tatsoys, growing pretty well. They're actually putting some decent leaf volume on. Must be this warmer weather. We've got a few garlics popping up down the middle of this bed here. And then the mustards on one side and the spinaches on the other. They're a bit slow. The mustards are faster, the spinaches are slower. Same on this side. Mustards on the left there, spinaches on the right. And actually, no, that's lamb's lettuce on the right. That's actually got some growth on, but the mustards are also a bit speedier there. And we've got a few garlics popping up in the middle of this bed, but strangely enough, these ones seem to be a bit slower. We put one variety in this side and a different variety on the other side, so this, hopefully it's just that this variety is a little bit behind. And then over on the right, we've got those powering along garlics on the right there again, and some chards which are slowly growing there. But we've got some good stuff going on in the polytunnel. This is pretty much a first for us in terms of getting something growing in the winter in here. And those radishes I planted a few weeks back are actually bulbing out. So we've got some radishes. I've got to decide what to do with them. That's a pretty good luxury. Homegrown radishes on the 23rd of December. Wow. Hot on the heels of the polytunnel tour. We'll do a quick plot tour to wrap up today. We're calling it quits already. These bulbs are in and covered. That's all looking nice and smooth. So that's good. Nothing new happened on the new plot today. Just our mountain of wood chips sitting there. We have taken obviously some wood chips to go on up the back. But the new plot is still pretty much just looking like a bit of a tip site. So we'll hack away at it. We are slowly progressing. And then down here. So back here under the right-hand ume, the benichidori, we have a nice layer of wood chip now with those bulbs planted underneath. And then over here with the, I can't remember the name again, the no mama one, the white one. Again, it's all just nice wood chip now, and hopefully those bulbs won't mind it under there. And they'll come up and give us a display in early spring, late winter actually, for the snowdrops. We'll see. I've given that tree a little bit of a pruning as well, just to thin it out in the center, because it was crossing over and rubbing on each other, the branches. We don't want that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Just signing off here on the 23rd of December. We'll be back again this week sometime. But right now it's time to head back home to the slightly warm, and for a change not stay here until it's gone twilight. That'll be nice.